Hello, my name is Jennifer, and this is part 33 of the Rosebud Challenge. As I said, I played through the night. Ryan is the first one up, and he is off to get himself some breakfast because he's a little bit hungry. So we'll let him do that. I can't recall whether they... Oh, and I see Juliet's right behind. The frogs can be read, so I will do that. He did his homework, but not his extra credit work. I believe he's an A student, so it's not necessary, though it will build his... Oh, she has to go to the bathroom. Why don't you go to the bathroom instead of going to go fishing? Of course, because I have fishing as a... Well, I'll do use in question mark. Let's see what that is, and I'm going to... Oh, and Eden's up now. Frogs there. I'm trying to think, what should we do with Eden? What are her needs? She's a little bit hungry, but not overly hungry. But maybe what I'll do is I will have her, if I can find out where she went. Where are you, Eden? There you are. Zoomed out. I think I have to pause it to catch her. I want her to go... She may as well clean out her spoiled food and then do some stargazing so that she can do something creative. She is still working on her master, her painter extraordinaire. She needs masterpieces, so I'm going to have her... Who's painting? No, that is not her painting. I'm going to have her do an abstract. We'll have her do a small one. That's Jeremy. It must be Jeremy's painting. But he is very hungry. So when he gets up, he can have something to eat right away. And I'll let her eat after she's a wreck lamb. It's not the best thing for breakfast. We have breakfast scramble, 3 servings, and we have a spinach frittata, 1 serving. So we're going to have that when he gets up. Then we'll have him watch some TV, some cooking channel while he's eating his breakfast. And Eden is inspired, so she can stop doing that. Now, Ryan wants to get creative. I'm going to have him draw an animal, because that will help him with that. I can't remember if I went to Jeremy's inventory to read the frogs. I did not, so I will do that. So at the end of this episode, if I remember, we'll see where we are in our goal to the million, our quest for $1 million. We have 147,000, but the house should be worth more than it was before. Let's see. Juliet is just standing around doing nothing. Let me check her needs. She actually is a bit hungry, so why don't you have a quick meal of some cereal, and then you need your hygiene up, so why don't you go take a shower after you've eaten? I've changed my mind. You also need some fun, so why don't you go watch... I'll have you watch the cooking channel because I know your dad's going to come and watch the cooking channel. And then you can take your shower. Ryan, his needs are reasonable, but he could go to the bathroom and then wash up a little bit. Maybe brush his teeth to get his hygiene maxed a little bit better. And Eden... Now she is, when she's done that, I'm going to have her make some more food because there's not a ton of food in the fridge. So I'm going to have her cook a gourmet meal of type of breakfasty food. I scroll through. I think the spinach can be done. We already had that in the fridge, but we'll have her make some more of that. And she finished, and it was not a masterpiece, but it was worth 1,309 simoleons for a small painting. That's not too bad. I'm having her do smaller paintings because I'm hoping it'll take less time to get to getting the masterpieces. But, you know, it's just a hope. Oh, and Jeremy needs to have a shower. And right, he wanted to buy that pool ladder and he wanted to be friendly with Eden. Can he be friendly? Brighton Day. I know that's not who he wanted to be friendly with, but he may as well be friendly with his daughter. And you know what? You're finished watching TV after you've talked to your dad, which you needed some social anyways. Good, you're going off. No, you're not. What does she? She wants to get to know Jeremy. The pictures were in my way, so I had to get to know's right there. And she wants to talk about dreams. So let's look for that option. There it is. There. And she wanted to watch World Culture Network, but we can do that later. And she can play an instrument later also. Okay, I think you need to finish talking to your father and go have your shower and go to school. There, that's done. Go. Take your shower. Juliet, you need to get to school. Excuse me. My allergies are bothering me today. And he's turning that off. I was going to do it for him, but he did it on his own. Now, Eden is eating her breakfast. We need to put the food away into the fridge. And then I think I should have waited. I think the other spinach frittata was noted as spoiled because it was empty because he had finished it. So I'm going to put that in and get our money from our money bin. And see, what are her needs like when she's finished? They're pretty good. I think when she finishes eating, I should have her do another painting. Maybe we'll do a reasonable realism and medium realism. There we do. I think your shower has been long enough. Go to school. Want to grab breakfast with me at La Tent Bistro? No, thank you. We just ate breakfast. There, garbage. I'm going to have to put the walls down. They're kind of getting in my way, the funny angles and stuff. That's our gardener, I believe, that I saw over there. Yes, indeed, it is. There. He's going to garden, and he wants to be friendly with Eden. Why don't you? Oh, look, he's totally in the green. Very good. So you can share a secret. Oh, I forgot I was going to try and build a little deck off of here that had the ladder off of it into the lake and make it with the wood. But I'm going to try and do that off camera because I don't know if I can do it. So I don't want to waste time. So sick with worry. It's test day. I think we've done this one before. We're going to take deep breaths. And now you, Jeremy, can cloud gaze, and then you can write. Double check that he doesn't have any books in his inventory that he can publish. He does have one, so we will go publish that as soon as he's inspired. And we got book money today. So we'll get money for that book today. But it only gives you money for so many days, so it's not that big of a deal. If we would have published it sooner, then it would have just run out sooner. So, though I suppose it would have meant that we would have reached our goal that much quicker, but it's not that big of a deal. So we're going to listen to blues, I guess, after he does that. And I think I might, even if this isn't a masterpiece, I'm going to have her. Oh, she did! Wonderful. Thank you, Eden. 7,186 simoleons. Perfect. So we're going to sell that to an art gallery. Yes, indeed, we are. And we're going to have her go write. We're going to have her go write. I can't be bothered changing the title. We're going to write. That interrupted me trying to get her to write a book. I'm going to write a screenplay just because I find they are quite lucrative. I should try it again. I know at one point I wrote a mystery. It's been a while because I don't write them very often because they got no money. But you would have thought they should have been more lucrative than other things. So let's check this royalty report. So Palindrome Puns made 232. Mirror on the wall. Mirror Smear on the Walls 307. That's a confident book. I'm just so all about Steve, and that's a screenplay. It's 407. Injure Bill's a screenplay. It's 524. So far I am seeing Injure Adam. I know that's a screenplay. So for her books, the most lucrative books are screenplays. But I probably should have one of them write a mystery and see. I don't remember what type of book Sleeping Standing Up is. I'm not seeing with it does seem like even for Jeremy the screenplays are worth a bit more, but there's not as big of a difference in his. Oh, the maid left said we don't need his services today. Hopefully that was actually true. And I should change Eden over to the bestseller because she has one more bestseller she has to write, and she's earned the 25,000 in publishing books. I'm just curious where she is on her fortune. If she's gone, so I think this is where she was before. That on the last tier of the fortune. So she's at 136,696 of 200,000, so she needs about 64,000 or just under 64,000 more to get that. And the thing about getting that is then we get weekly extra money, which will help contribute to our getting to 1 million simoleons in the household. So that's why it would be good to get that done. And see, he's earned his 25,000 in books too, but he hasn't completed any bestsellers that were required. I think he has, but he hasn't got any since he's been on the last tier of the best-selling author. I'm not sure whether he had any before. I would think he probably did. And he still wants to be friendly with Eden, which he can do while he's sitting here. So why don't we flatter her? We flatter Eden. That should work. So he got that whim. And he wants to listen to talk radio station. Whether you can do that, whether that's fun. Well, whether we change this. Change station. C. Talk radio. Just curious if we'll get that whim. I'm hoping it will. Is he switched the station? Yep, he's listening to his talk radio. I assume that means she's going to be listening to talk radio. Yep. Well, the fun is back. And it did get his whim, so that's good. Now he wants to practice programming. Well, we can pin it for now. I wonder if there'll be any festivals this weekend. The romance festival's on the weekends, if I remember correctly. I think it's on Saturday nights, so whether it happens this weekend is a different matter. I'm just curious what they have got in terms of plants, because there are plants at the romance festival, and I don't know. I'm just looking. That's the plantains. That's the rose, which may be at the romance festival. That's spinach. Bonsai, so that's a blackberry. Tulip. I can tell I just know the plants pretty well. I think that must be tomato because this is a pomegranate. And I think that's the bird of paradise. And I know that's the UFO one, which we need to go to space, as far as I know, to get. Though we could try going to space at the GeekCon festival, and then we don't have to build our own rocket ship. So it does help you there's an aspiration that you have to go to space. You have to own a rocket ship, and you have to go to space 5 times. So you don't have to go to space 5 times on your own. So you could buy the rocket ship and not bother building it, and go to space at various GeekCon festivals, I suppose. That would be doable. So I'm just going to, before I speed up, I'm sure these frogs are ready to breed, and they are indeed ready to breed. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to just go on to 2 speed, because I find the 3 speed glitchy, even with the most recent patch. Let's see how this goes. Let's hurry up and get these books done. Be nice if one of them, if not both of them, was a bestseller. I particularly like Eden's to be a bestseller so she could finish that aspiration. Once they finish the best-selling author aspiration, they can write a book of life, and they can do it for each other. And that means if they die, you have the ghost to read the book of life, I think, and they can come back to life. I've never actually used it because I tend to have my Sims on long lifespan, and then if they're getting old, I tend to have them take the potion so they don't get old, unless I'm playing challenges, which requires them to get old. But usually in those cases, you're not allowed to use the book of life. Should Ryan invite over classmate Lucas? Sure. Why not? Okay, so I'm going to just go back into regular speed so I can breed the frogs in the kids' inventories. We should be making quite a bit of these from on Sunday night. Oh, they both wrote their books, I believe. But, oh, and at least Jeremy got a bestseller. I didn't think that we had a bestseller from, let me pause this. I wasn't realizing. Oh, they aren't grown. Oh, there is one that's grown. So I'm going to sell this cow plant because they're dangerous. They're dangerous even if they don't kill them off the bat. They're still dangerous because they make them really uncomfortable for a long time. So now I'm actually going to have her write another book. I want her to, I don't know how long it'll take her. I'm going to write a motivational book. And I'm going to double check what our house traits are. So we have the fast internet, which helps them improve their programming, video gaming, and writing skills. We have the home studio, which makes painting, writing, and woodworking usually come out of better quality. So that's the one that I wanted. And we have the plant, the great soil, which I'm not. It's supposed to. Gardening just seems to go really well here, but I don't really know how well it goes with it. But we've kept it. So anyways, so that one trait does help improve the books as well as the paintings. So we're gonna write. We'll let you do a motivational book. Maybe me going into build mode. Canceled. I thought I had told her to do that. Blues. That's fine. So let me look. Juliet is having something to eat. And she has to craft some emotional potions and get to level 10. Ryan needs to earn a high score on the typing game. So why don't we have him do that right now? Well, work on getting that, which he should be able to do. Sometimes those little pop-ups interfere when you're trying to get them to do stuff. So we're going to go play keyboard commander. And then you want to tell a joke, so you can do that with your mom because you'll be sitting right beside her. Funny inside joke. And Jeremy, oh, he's just talking about plant. Are these ready to be harvested? Are they fully? I think they may be. So why don't you go why don't you go listen to music? Listen to something. Listen to music, and then harvest all these plants. And then you can evolve them. Just checking which ones. See a few need to be evolved. So we'll keep him busy, and then once he's finished that, he may as well resume his painting that he's doing here. And I honestly don't remember if they've completed their social. They haven't even. She's got to meet Sims. She's not even anywhere near completing her social. I didn't realize. It's been a little bit since I played. Not that long, it's just hard to keep them straight. So he's trying to earn a high score on the typing game. I think we were trying to get him so he finishes all his kid aspirations so he can become a teen, because they can help better with the goal, the Rosebud goal, as a teen than as a child. I mean, they can fish as kids, and you can make money, quite a bit of money fishing, but it takes a lot of time. And I think things like writing novels and painting and gardening are more efficient, especially when the garden becomes really, especially when it becomes a good quality, then it can. We're going to do another use and question mark. It has, no, Ryan still hasn't earned the high score on his typing game. I've never actually looked at the screen. It's kind of cute. More like a number typing game. from what they're showing right now. Okay, so I'm going to check the frogs in the parents' inventory because, yes, they can breed them because they bred them earlier, whereas the kids bred them when they came home. So I highly doubt they're ready to be bred. And he's not doing anything that requires his aspirations. So I'm going to check where he is on fortune. How much? Oh, not mansion. Well, I may as well pick up mansion and see where. So the house is worth 50,000, and they need 5 more pieces of art to get that own 15 pieces of art. So I'm not going to do that right now, but so he's closer. He's 153,834, so he's like 42 and a bit thousand off from having earned his 200,000, and she was a bit lower. And check where he is on knowledge. So he needs to get to level 6 of his logic skill. Because if we do that before the GeekCon, then if he goes to space, it'll count as going to space. Except for he probably needs to learn it's not that safe to go to space unless you have some rocket science skill. They're more likely to crash if they... Yeah, he's at 3. It's okay. Do I have a rocket ship? I don't remember. I didn't think I did. No, I don't. I think I was thinking I would do like a silo over here at some point, but I just... haven't done it yet, and it doesn't seem as necessary now that we can go to the GeekCon conference. So we'll see. Now what? Juliet actually, she's tense. Why is she tense? Is that she's creative, and she wanted to play an instrument, so why doesn't she just, don't remember if it's in her inventory. It is not. It's over here. So why don't you go practice? Because you want to do that. And I think they've both completed their creativity. Yes, they have. And her mental, she's close on. Her motor, she started. I'm going to leave her on the social right now because I just want to get her not being tense. And she wanted to play an instrument. Oh, and she got a moodlet from the toilet. Needing KNEADING relief. Like a massage. Getting massage can reinvigorate the Sims no matter where they get it. That's quite funny. She wants to become inspired, and she's energized from, I think, the toilet. Oh. That computer's broken. I wonder if that's what's making the noise. We're gonna repair. Yeah, I didn't ask you to research the gardening, but I guess I didn't cancel it. I just told you to do something else, and it didn't cancel you. You're doing it. Unfortunately. But you know what? That's a good time for you to practice some programming because... Goodbye, Lucas. He's going out the... Let me make sure that the doors are set, that this is the front door. It is set as the front door. Okay. And I'm going to have Jeremy go through the scavenge for parts. And then I'm going to have him practice programming like he wants to do. And that's all he can do, to be honest. He's not got high enough programming to do anything other than practice programming. And Ryan, he needs to get, you know what, you go to the bathroom. Why don't you use and question mark? And then why don't, I don't know how close on the motor skill you are. The mental he's not done either. So let's check out the mental for him. So he has done the emotional potions. Why don't you do your homework? And I'm guessing these frogs could be red, and I'm correct. What is this? It's ladies' night at the bar tonight. Let's take advantage of the cheap drinks. Well, no thank you. My goal is to make us 1 million simoleons in our household, and going out for drinks does not help with that. So, she did not get a bestseller. But why don't you just do a painting? Do a landscape painting. And then, once you've done that, we're going to publish some of these books. Sell to publisher. That's bestseller. Bestseller. That's excellent. Excellent. So we have 3 bestsellers, but we got them, obviously got one of them before we got to this level, or else I didn't have it on the right aspiration. And since at the point where we can submit a book copy to the Literary Digest, we'll submit one of our bestsellers to that. So we'll do 3 books. And Jeremy, what is his? He's got, it's probably the great. We need to, has he done? Yes, he has. Yeah, it's just throw away, the parts are out. I know I had told him to do it, just sometimes they don't do what they're told, so I wasn't sure if he actually did it. You know what? Why don't you go play the top typing, not the typing game. Why don't you go play, well, you could do either. Why don't you play Arithmetic Attack? And you want to stargaze. No, we're not going to pin that. Get to know Jeremy? That we can do. That's no problem. Get to know. And then you want to tell an unbelievable story. Ryan does. So we're going to do that, and it's even easy to get to. So I'm going to stop her from practicing. I'm going to see if there's anyone she can introduce herself. There's someone right here. We probably should leave the kids for when we need to make friends with kids. I'm trying to look. And see if there's anyone other than Elsa in the neighborhood. She is the only one. Do we know Elsa? We don't. I guess we'll just do a friendly introduction to her. We'll see how that goes. She can get over here quickly, please. Okay, and now she needs to become friends. So we need to work on becoming friends with Elsa, because she already had made best friends with her brother. So we got, right, we essentially had already completed the parts for the second tier. We just hadn't completed the parts for the first tier of the social butterfly. So Jeremy is now 4. He went from 3 to 4. So he can make viruses and he can hack school grades, which of course he can't because he's not a teen. And he can mod games and he can make plugins. I would have thought he could hack other things other than grades at level 4. And perhaps he can, it's just not coming up. Talk about favorite animal. Why don't you pop culture reference, but then why don't you ask to stargaze? And so Ryan has now completed the WizKid aspiration because he got to level 10. And he probably could switch what he's doing and play game keyboard commander instead. He wants to ask for typing tips. Let's see, where's that coming? Friendly. Ask for typing tips. And he wants to play a typing game. Well, you're playing a typing game. Is it not going to count because you were already doing it? That doesn't make a lot of sense. Play game, keyboard commander. I think I had to restart it. And he wants to fertilize the bush. Oh, we'll see about that. We'll pin it for now. But I think you need to go to bed. It's late. And Juliet now wants to level up in her violin skill, which is fine. Is she friends? And she's friends with Elsa, so I think it's time for her to go to bed. It's time for her to say goodbye. Good night. It's late. I need to go to sleep now. I don't know if she can say goodbye, because she hasn't actually asked her to hang out. So I think we're just going to cancel the stargazing and go to bed with her. And we can read the frogs in the kids' inventories. Ryan is very tired. Oh, I guess I read it in Ryan's inventory. And I see that Eden has gone to bed too. And Ryan is still doing the programming. And he wants to write a best-selling book. Well, we want you to write a best-selling book, so we'll pin that. I'm just curious if he's gotten any higher. He's gotten to 4, and he's almost to 5. So I'm going to let him stay on here until he gets to 5. and we'll put him on Computer Whiz because he's doing this practice programming for 5 hours. That's one nice thing with this is this counts even when you don't have it on it with the Computer Whiz aspiration. So the practice programming and the play video games for 5 hours each counts even if you don't have it on that aspiration. But right now I just have it on there because I figure I'll actually keep him on it to both happen, that he's actually done the 5 hours and 2, that he's at the next level. So I don't know which will happen first. Maybe they'll happen around the same time. I'm not sure. And he has a night owl trait right now, so that's helping speed up his knowledge. And there he's at 5, so he can perform freelance work. But he hasn't got to 5 hours, so we have to play a little bit, keep him on here a little bit longer, and then we'll let him, I was going to say let him go to bed. I don't know whether I think he'll go to bed and he can eat in the morning. And I'll just quickly check and see whether the adults frogs are ready. No, that's not in his inventory. It's definitely not ready. Yeah, it's not ready to be bred. He has lots of the dragon fruit, but I was thinking it'd be better. I'm just curious what they're worth. They're worth 6,555 simoleons. I'm just gonna keep them there, and once they get to like probably perfect, they're excellent at least. But once they get up higher, then I will. Oh, so he finished that, so he doesn't need to. We're gonna let him go to bed. I'm not sure how easy it's going to be for remaining focused for 2 hours straight of video gaming, because now that we have that trait in the house, it kind of makes them energized for some reason instead of focused. The trait for like the high-speed internet. So they don't get... so I don't know if it'll be harder for him to become focused, to do 2 hours focused of gaming. Like I said, I don't really know why it makes them focused. I would have thought it should make them. It's gonna. Oh, Eden is up, and she is hungry. So why don't you just go grab something? We have food in the fridge. I guess you're grabbing it yourself. I wouldn't choose rack a lamb for breakfast myself, but you know what? If that's what you want, be my guest. Too bad there wasn't anything for cleaning up on Friday, because that's a good day for. Because they don't come on the weekend in Sims 4, the maids, or the gardeners, for that matter. Oh, she stopped eating. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to tell her to eat. I'm not sure where her fun is. It's reasonable, so she doesn't really need to do anything. But I think we're going to leave it. That's her painting, right? We'll sell it. And this is Jeremy's, which when he's up and eating breakfast, we'll have him sell it too. I think on Sunday evening, so probably the next, it's only Saturday morning. I don't think the next part, the part after, we'll check where they are in terms of their Rosebud challenge. I know they're like reaching the 1,000,000 simoleons, because at that point we'll have sold all the stuff in their inventory, so we'll have a better feel of where they should be, where they are, and how much they've progressed this week in the goal. I don't know where they were last week, to be honest. So, but, and what is Ryan doing? What does he need to do? He needs to do his motor skills. So why don't you play over here? So you're working, because we need to get you to finish your 4 aspirations so that we can move on. So he has not done his social. He's done his mental and his creativity. He's almost done his motor, and the social needs to become friends with 2 adults. So I think that's going to be his Saturday goal, to finish this, which all we have to do is put it back to get it, but we'll keep it on the but anyways, I think that's it for this part. And we come back, we'll have, I guess, a Saturday doing stuff, having Ryan work on his aspiration. And if no adults come around, we'll have to go out for that, because we want to make sure that we do. And I will see if I can figure out some way to build like a dock in here. I don't know. I'll try it between now and when the next episode starts. So there, he finished his motor aspiration, so he's done that. And so now he really just has to do a social. But like I said, we'll leave that for the next part. And thanks very much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye!